Hi, welcome to my channel. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. So what you are is what you feel. So you're getting that, you're not getting what it is that you want, which is why you often feel stuck, why we often feel stuck in life, because the energy that we're living in is the energy of the reality that we can see at the moment. We get that confirmation bias and then we remind ourselves about why things are what they are. We can see what we can see, we talk about it, we live in the energy of it, we become it. So we become it by doing that. So when you have a very strong desire for something and you're thinking about something, you are it, you have become it, you've become the energetic value of that particular thing. So I've been lost in visuals before I knew about manifestation. This would happen a lot and I would be completely baffled by it, but know that I'd done it, but couldn't understand how, because I didn't know anything about this. So what was I doing? I'd be becoming a situation. So I once had this almighty long text exchange in my head with someone, and it just went on and on and on in my head because something was happening around that time. So I was lost in that. I reckon it lasted about 10 minutes probably, and then I just didn't think about it again. It's just that I used to get lost in my head a lot, and then that exact message came from that person, and it was as long as I had imagined. In my book, Pimp Your Vibe, I put it down in there, I mentioned it in there. I said it was like somebody that particular person had gone in and taken a snapshot of everything that was in my head and everything I had felt really, and put it in a text according to that. It was so bizarre, and it was my most bizarre experience, as in my most on point. I didn't even expect the message at all. It was so out of the blue, really, if you go with real life and what we think real life is. But for it to be exactly as I'd imagined was crazy. And in that moment, I just thought, there's no other explanation than I've done that. There's no other explanation that has come from me. Even though it's come from someone else, the content has come from me, and the intent of this person to message me has come from me too, and I just knew it. So I had become it. So I'm just gonna teach you a weird thing. It isn't weird, I don't think it's weird, because I do use it. I use it and I've never spoken about it before. I have on my members area, I've talked about energy and how to build an energy and how to feel the energy of the thing. I talked about an apple there, becoming the apple. You know, this is a very old course, but I've never actually spoken about it on YouTube because I think it might be a bit too out there for some people. But I thought, well, you know, if it is, then you can just click away and not watch it, or give me a thumbs down or something. It shouldn't mean that I don't speak about it. So, and I was talking about it with a client yesterday, and I thought I really should talk about that because I believe in it. You know, it's a weird concept, but imagine that we're all connected, that everything is connected. We're all just, even if you don't believe in what's coming from you, you know, that life is coming from you, not at you. If you don't believe that, as I do, that's fine, you don't have to believe that, but we do know, don't we, that we're all connected, and everything, we're connected to everything. And if we didn't think that, we wouldn't probably even bother with manifestation, would we? So you're looking at so you can look at it along those lines, but you don't even have to do that. In order for this exercise to work for you, you don't have to have any belief or any faith or anything. So that's what I mean when I say becoming it, is feeling the energy of it. When you feel the energy of it, it's not something you're grasping at, it's something you are becoming, because it's within you, so you are becoming that. When you think of a person, for example, you don't just see their face generally, do you? You normally feel them as well. You can feel their presence, really. You feel like you're feeling their presence, but really you're feeling their energy. So if I bring my mum to mind now, she's probably going to text me in a minute now. If I bring my mum to mind now, I don't just see her, I can actually feel her energetically. I had a very strange experience. This is kind of one of those things that just pops into my mind, and if I don't say it now, I won't say it. So I was in bed, oh God, it was a good few months ago, and it was when I was having a little batch of anxiety, which I do not get anymore, woohoo! And this wasn't the reason, but this is what happened. So I woke up and I could feel, and I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that, and I don't really have an explanation for this, I could feel my dad's presence. Like, I couldn't see anything, but I could feel it, like his whole presence, like the energy of him was filling the room. And I was having a moment, so I woke up in a bit of a panic, and within 2 minutes, I mean, I was just comforted by it and I didn't understand it. I went back to sleep, and I was absolutely fine. The next day I was fine, and I relayed this to my mum a couple of months later. I kept forgetting to relate it to her. I don't know why, because she loves that sort of thing. She loves to hear that kind of thing. And I told her, she said, "Oh, what do you make of that?" And I said, I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe it was just my subconscious that brought him up, because he was always a very comforting presence in my life. He always knew, he could just be there and I would feel comforted, you know, he just had that kind of energy. He didn't even have to say anything. But we were very close, you know, so I don't know what it was. I can't explain it, but that energy just calmed me down. So again, that's just an energy, a little story about energy there. It doesn't really coincide with what I'm saying here, so I'll just skip by that now, because I know I can go off on a tangent. Okay, so becoming what you want, right then. You can become whatever it is that you're manifesting. I'm not going to use a specific person as an example here, because I'll get people saying, "Oh, that's mind control and all that." And it's not, but so I don't think I'll use that example. Let's use, you want a particular property. I'm thinking of my son now, and I'm thinking about a job that he's just got, actually. But let's just look at that job. Let's just look at that job as the thing, the desire, okay? So you become the job. So you talk to the person, so you would talk to yourself as if you were the job. I'm really glad to have you working here. It's awesome to have you here. You're going to fit in perfectly here. I know it sounds so weird, and when I say it, I'm like, oh God, I'm sure people are going to be like flicking off now. But you might as well give it a go, haven't you? If you've tried other things, and that, like I said, it's something I've never spoken about here before, because I feel like it's maybe a step too far for YouTube. It's not a step too far for me, and I talk to clients about it. I have no problem with that. Well, it depends who the client is, and if I think that they will get it or be able to work with it. Some I wouldn't offer it to, I wouldn't talk to about it, because it does seem very, very strange. And you are becoming that thing, talking to yourself from the point of view of the thing that you want to manifest. Even if it's a situation, let's say you want to go to a concert, for example, and you just got, all of the tickets are sold out, but you really want to go to this concert. So you become the concert. I'm saying it like someone's so weird. You become the concert and you talk to yourself. "Oh, I'm so great. It's so great that you managed to get a ticket. It's so great that you're here. It's so great that you're coming. I can't wait to see you." That's what you're doing. So you become it. You can do it. You might feel really stupid doing it at first, but you're only doing it to yourself. Nobody can see you doing it. But really what you're doing is becoming the energy of that thing. If you want to rent a particular house, for example, and there's lots of people going for it, you become the house and you start talking as if you're the house. "I'm so glad that you got me. I'm so looking forward to welcoming you," and all of that stuff. I'm going to stop explaining it like that now, because I am starting to feel like a nutcase, because I am starting to feel a little bit crazy. But do you get... I mean, hopefully you're getting on board with the concept of it. So as you're doing that, you're really feeling like you are this thing or this person. You can do it with people too, but like I said, I'm not going to use that example because, I'm just not going to. But again, you can do it with anything. I've done this with people. As I'm filming this, I'm wondering whether I'm even going to put it out there. We shall see. I don't know, because it is a little bit out there. To me, it's not out there at all. To me, I completely get it. I think I'm connected to this chair, I'm connected to the table, my house, I'm connected to my car. I talk to my car. I literally talk to my car like it's a living entity. I do. If the other day, like the air conditioning wouldn't come on, and I just told the air conditioning to come on, I spoke to the car kindly and said, "Please sort the air conditioning out." Nothing happened. I drove off and it didn't come on, because it's an electric car and it's a little bit temperamental sometimes. And then suddenly I realised it had come on. It came on about 2 minutes into my journey. It was a really hot day, so I needed it. And I do that sort of thing all of the time. But equally, I could become the car, I could be my car. So whether you talk to the thing that you want, or you talk from the point of view of it, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, but it's energy. When you think about a specific person that you want to manifest, for example, and you bring them to mind, you don't just see them, do you? You feel it. But what tends to happen is when you work too hard at manifesting them, you bring in all kinds of different energies. So the energy of them becomes a little bit lost in the try hard stuff. That becomes the dominant energy. So that's what you've become. So in order to become them, you just have to feel them. You just maybe sit there for 5 minutes. Do this as an exercise. Just a really simple little exercise. You sit for 5 minutes, you bring them to mind, you really think about them, you really kind of sort of study them, and it doesn't matter if you can't get their face properly or anything like that, but you bring them to mind and you just sit with the feeling of them, so the energy of them, not just the face of them, the whole energy of them. And if you can't do this at first, just practice it. It's so worth it, honestly, it really is worth it, because I just see everything as code and energy. So I'm impacting the code that is life with my energy. I mean, that's just me, and I don't have any idea whether that's what's really going on, probably not. But definitely it's energetic. That part for sure, I think is right, isn't it? It's real. So I am just manipulating energy. So when I because the thing is, sometimes you'll think about someone, right? And then they'll contact you. Well, what happened? You had the energy of them within. So you became them in that moment, and then they reached out to you. When I say become them, all I really mean is the energy of it, or of them, or of anything that you're manifesting is within you. So of course you are becoming it in that moment. I know it's a weird way of putting it, and perhaps I'm not putting it in the right way. I say I've not heard anybody talk like this before, but I think I have. I'm really sure that I have way back, but I don't know who it was. And I'm sure maybe other people do talk about it, but maybe they don't put it on YouTube. But again, maybe it is on YouTube somewhere and I just haven't seen it. But it's like I said, if you're thinking about becoming a member on my website, I'm still open at £5 a month. And if you start paying £5 a month, I will never charge you any more than that. If it goes up to £10 a month, which it will eventually, your cost will never go up. Whatever you start paying is what you will always pay. There are a few courses on there, and there is an energy course, and this will make it hopefully a bit more clear what I'm talking about. Finding the energy of the thing. So, you could sit there at home and you look at so I'm looking at the sofa opposite me here, because there's 2 sofas in here, but you only ever get to see that one. And, okay, yeah, I can see it and I can feel it as well. So I would say that's becoming it, okay? So I could start talking to you from the point of view of my sofa if you want in a minute, but I won't do that because that really will be crazy. I mean, I don't sit there and talk to myself from the point of view of inanimate objects, of course, but I have used this, and I do use it when I think about it sometimes, because I like it. I think I get it, I can feel the energy. Mostly I'm just feeling the energy of things, and that's kind of enough for me. But sometimes, if there's something that I have a little bit of a niggle with, I'm struggling with slightly, I might then start talking to myself from the point of view of the thing or the situation that I want. It's usually a situation more than anything else, but I have done it with people as well. Again, it's not something I do all of the time. It's something that I learn along the way, really, when I was thinking, this is about energy, it's just energy manipulation, that's all it is, that's what I'm doing, I'm influencing energy. I started to do it then, it sort of came naturally to me, and I didn't even really notice I was doing it at first. Then I thought, oh, that's weird what I'm doing here. And then I thought, oh, but I get it, I get it, because I'm connected to everything, so I can be anything. Oh, it's just come back to me where I got it from. It just popped into my head there. So weird where these things come from. I'm not 100% sure of the author, but she said in her book, and if anyone knows who this is and they've read it, that she was in her little apartment, and she said, imagine that you're me, become me, and walk around my apartment and that sort of thing. And I thought at first, well, I can't, that's weird, can't do that. But then I found I could do it, and I thought, oh, that's so weird. Do you know what? I'd completely forgotten about that, but that's where it came from. So that implanted it in my head. And I didn't think about that much after that, but then that got me to understand. I got it, I got what she meant. So there you go, I did get it from someone else. Completely forgotten I got it from her. Was it Laura Day? Something like that, Laura Day maybe? But I really don't know, because this was years ago that I read this. Anyway, I really hope that this made some kind of sense. You sit there and pick an object, first of all, an object in the room, and look at it, and then really start to see how you start feeling it as well as seeing it. And then you'll understand what I mean. And then let it really sort of sink in there, really feel it. See if you can boost the momentum of the feeling of it, and then start talking to yourself from the point of view of it. You don't have to do that part. You really don't have to do that part. But if you want to give a clear instruction to your subconscious, it's actually not a bad idea to do that. But really speaking, it's the energy. You're becoming it. In the moment, you're becoming it. So the thing that you want, in order to become it, it has to be a pure vibration. That's why I say don't do these things for very long. Don't do these visuals for very long. If you're going to use sats, don't do it for very long. Do it for a couple of minutes before you go to sleep. And really just embody the feeling of it. The thing that you want, the feeling, and as soon as you feel anything else creeping in there, any uncertainty, any of those niggles that you have, you just stop. So you just detach yourself from it in that moment. So you've stopped you've stopped where mostly you've had a pure feeling of it. Right, like I said, is this going to go out? I don't know. I really don't know. I encourage you to ask questions actually here about this one, because I don't know how this will have come across, and maybe I should have sat down and really scripted this and planned it out, because it's a bit, that might have been better. And maybe I'll do that again. I'll make another one, which is just a tutorial perhaps. Yeah, I might do that. But let's see what you think of this. If you think I'm completely crazy now, well, whatever, I probably am. But if you get something out of it, then, that's great. If you don't know anything about me, I'm a manifestation coach, mindset coach. I am an author and a self-concept coach.